Hi, I'm Ricky. I'm a stepmom without children, and this is my neighbor Karen.
Hi, everybody.
Karen has a blended family, and she loves it. Hashtag George and Karen plus 9. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me. So, Karen, you're here because you have a blended family. And to
hmm
me, that's unique because I don't have kids. I got this man's other 2 kids, and I pretend they're mine sometimes, but the reality is they're not. They're very much not mine. So, tell me about your 9. What do you have going on there with Mr. George?
It's chaotic at times, not even gonna lie.
What are the
Um,
ages?
so he has two older children that
Mhm.
he had like a brief contact with over the summer last year. They are both 17, soon to be 18. They're
Mhm.
twins, boy and
Oh,
girl.
mhm.
Yeah. And then my oldest is 15. She's
Okay.
and she's a girl. Then we have his oldest daughter who's 12. Then
Mhm.
he's got an 11-year-old daughter, and I
Mhm.
have an 11-year-old son. Then he's got an 8-year-old daughter, a 7-year-old daughter, and then combined we have a 5-year-old son.
So that's a lot. I feel like I know the little boy because you posted a picture on Facebook, and I was like, "I know that little big head." He's always going down the hill in front of my house, and he's, like, so safe about it on the scooter or on, like, the big wheel thing. Like,
Mhm.
he'll come up to my car and be like, "Are you gonna pull away now because I wanna go down?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll wait for you to go, and then I'll drive away." And he's just, like, afraid of being hit by a car, and it's so cute.
He's actually not afraid about being hit by a car. He just knows because our other neighbor down the street, she actually watched, she stood on her porch and she's like, Rome, stop doing that. Rome, there's cars. Pay attention. And he's
I
like, and he'll go down the hill and he'll like hit that little curb of dirt right there on the side, and he'll fall over or flip over. He'll be like, I'm okay, I'm good, and then gets right back up. Like he's
I
got no
die.
fear.
So, kudos to you and George because your kids are always outside.
We
Your
tried to.
Love it. I love seeing kids outside in the park. But guys, my house our houses are outside of a park, and I'm obsessed with seeing these kids utilizing these parks and, like, not being on their phones. I mean, sometimes they are filming TikToks literally in front of my house, and I don't
Yeah.
mind it, but they're for the streets, and I'm, like, here for it. So, one question that I did have is, do you have all the kids all the time?
So we have 6 of the 9 kids all the time.
Mhm,
His oldest two, like I said, they don't want to be a part of his life just because their
mhm.
mom's like, oh, he's not your dad. Like they just found out last summer that he was actually their biological dad.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, and he's been trying to reach out for them for years, but the mom and stepdad were like, no.
I mean, they're gonna be grown up soon, and so they can make their own decisions eventually. And so there's
Yeah.
one of his that aren't with you all the time?
My daughter, actually, my oldest daughter,
Oh,
my
okay.
15-year-old.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she actually lives in Jersey with her father.
Oh, cute.
We made that decision because Jersey's school system is way better than Delaware.
Mhm. Oh, for sure.
And with her being in ninth grade, she's actually in a technical college up there. So she's going for
Mm.
her sophomore year, she'll have her associate's degree. And then her senior year, she'll have her master's degree.
Her bachelor's?
Her bachelor's degree.
Oh, I love that. What's her vocation?
Biomedical science.
Oh, okay. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm telling
She
you right
was,
now, vocations have come a long way because when I went to a vocational high school, it was like plumbing, heating, electrical, cooking, being a nurse, being a dentist. I
yeah.
did graphic design. And now they're getting it, and there was like Cosmo, but it wasn't until like I was a junior in high school. But now they're getting into like real like sciences and even like a lot of arts ones, and I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I
Her
love
goal is
that.
to actually be a surgeon. So,
Oh my God, a little nerd. We love that.
yeah.
Okay, so you are just living your life with these 6 children. Is your house, like, always, like, loud?
All the time, every
Yo.
single day, from like when they open their eyes, they start fighting, bickering. She's touching my stuff. She's wearing my clothes. She's got my brush. I'm like,
Right.
okay, you guys have your own brushes. You have your own clothes.
Oh my god. Well, now
And
you
then
have
like,
to buy 6 of everything.
yeah, and it's funny because we have in the house we have 4 girls and 2 boys.
Mm.
So
So an
my
11-year-old boy and then the little one, the 4-year-old,
the 5-year-old, yeah.
5-year-old. Damn. So these girls are running these streets, running this house.
They try so hard.
Yeah.
But like with the society nowadays and stuff, it's like my kids hate it that I'm so strict and stern with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you see them at the park. Sometimes I try to keep them in the house because if they're acting up in school, which I've get calls constantly, oh, their attitude, and it's just like, and I've done pop-ups at their school so many times, and they're like, oh, you really showed up? Yeah, I showed up. Like, I'm that parent that will show up and embarrass you in front of your friends if you acting up.
Yeah. That's crazy. I love that for you, though. I love an old school parent because whatever they're doing, I am an advocate for gentle parenting. I am an advocate for like normalizing mental health issues. I am an advocate for explaining your emotions so that a child can understand emotions and can regulate them on their own instead of, having vices or just like being aggressive sometimes. And so I'm here for that. But I'm also here for old school parenting where you're telling these kids, because I said so, get in the house.
Yeah. I've actually taken my 12-year-old daughter. She actually got her cell phone taken till summertime because of some things we were dealing with, and I saw it through her phone. My 11-year-old actually lost all his electronics, like his Xbox, phone, Switch, everything for a month because he decided to dare a student at school to hit a teacher. And the kid hit the kid that he did hit the teacher. But my son, being the child that he is and that I raised him, he ran past this teacher and was like, hey, so-and-so's going to hit you. So he warned the teacher before
chaos and then trying to block his chaos.
So his punishment was just like, okay, no electronics. And then the three younger girls, like their attitude, they're talking back. I'm like, okay, you know what? I got something for y'all. No cell phones, no tablets. You get an hour of a movie a night. So I'm not being too harsh on you. I was like, but we're going to go pull weeds out front of the house.
Love it. They can come to my house too if you need
it. Oh, trust me. I was like, we can go start asking neighbors who needs the weeds pulled.
Okay, pull up. Come here, little girl.
Their first comments were like, so are we getting paid to do this for the neighbors? No, this is punishment.
I'm dead. So, like, in addition to like pulling weeds and stuff, so when the kid's grounded and like can't be on their phone and can't be on the video game, what are they doing with their time? Like, I don't know.
I've been having them actually outside just because they're so stuck on these TVs and phones nowadays. Like, a lot of kids really don't go out and play or socialize. And that's what the issue is. Like, I work at a school during the daytime.
Love that.
So I see these kids like have the issues being able to socialize with other students because they're so stuck on the phones. They're like, oh, I just talked to my friends on through the TV. I'm like, that's not what we're doing. We're going to socialize, like interact.
Is that like a thing that's happening right now with like the youth?
It's like, extremely, yeah.
They don't know how to socialize. We're just breeding introverted, afraid, but also like they be like looking for attention, like posting videos and stuff too.
Yeah, but again, it's all social media.
They're like obsessed.
So for them, I usually just let them go outside. I'm like, okay. They're like, I'm bored. There's a whole park outside. Go outside. But I don't want to go to the park. I'm like, so get a book. They're like, but I don't want a book. Go outside then. That's only two options that you have for me. So.
Oh, I love a stern mom.
It's exercise. It's exercise.
Yeah. And also like the sun offers so much friggin' nutrients for your body. Just go stand.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can pace back and forth if you want. So what's meal times like? Like, I know that these questions probably sound so crazy. Like, what do we eat for dinner? Like, what? It's me and my husband. And then 2 days a week, there's not even chicken tender. There's a pizza and soup eating boy. And that's like the only two things that he eats. What's meal times like at your house?
Okay. So in my household, I have 11 people in my household, like in my house.
There's 11 people that need to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah. So for the week, like during the weekday and stuff, they go to school, so I don't have to make anything for breakfast. They eat at school. And then sometimes I'll pack lunch for my youngest because he's just the pickiest eater. But most of the time they eat breakfast and lunch at school. And then at dinner time, I literally feed an army. So I love cooking. So I'll get hamburger meat and make like my own version of hamburger helper with like elbows and Velveeta cheese and mix it for them, or goulash. We're really into more protein, like higher protein meals and
Mhm,
more vegetables. Just because with health issues that run in their family, I'm just really strict. They do have their little snacks here and there, but
mhm,
I try to limit that for them.
right. You're trying to do it
Um,
right, I gotcha.
yeah, but it's so hard nowadays. Like everything, like the juices have red 40 in it, and that causes
Mhm.
hyperactivity in kids. So I do a lot of research on nutrition.
No, same. I have my sister who the podcast listeners know already. She was on a episode and I talk about her constantly. My whole family is super into nutrition. You can't tell because you know what I'm saying. But I'm conscious of a lot of things. And so like doing simple things like shopping at Aldi and Lidl. Yeah, they're the cheap stores and they don't have the name brands, but that's because they have their own brands. They don't have all that shit. I can buy fruit snacks, I can buy cookies, I can buy chips, but it doesn't have all the bullshit and all of the crazy oils and all of the crazy long ass ingredient lists because these things are made for European companies that like are doing it right. And like Sprouts. Sprouts is sometimes expensive, but like Sprouts has the good alternatives to everything. But you know, they're going to school and their friends have Gushers and Dunkaroos and they want everything and you're like, eat this fucking wheat animal cracker and shut up.
So for us, like we get our fruits and veggies from Philly, the Italian market,
Oh, cool.
and because like I know they're not covered in pesticides, but even if they are, I actually wash everything in
That's fine.
baking soda and vinegar with water and just let it sit there for a couple minutes. Then I'll clean it and rinse it off,
Mhm.
just to remove any impurities off of it. For our meats, we actually go to Sam Meats in Aston, PA,
Okay.
because the meat prices have gotten so high in like different stores. We found for them to be like the best price.
It's called
Like I can
Sam
get
and Sam.
Sam, yeah,
I love that.
in
Okay,
Aston.
free shout out.
So yeah. No, I mean it's just like for families who have like a large family that you have to feed, you have to
Yeah,
literally think about budgeting. Like most people now can't get food stamps. So people are literally like, okay, so how am I going to afford me to feed my family or how am I afford food? And you really got to think about it. Like,
mhm.
so food line for most people is out of the question. For people up here near us, it's a convenience because it's the only grocery store within a walking distance.
Literally, it's right there. And it's, like, small, like, that Food Lion I mean, obviously, we're thankful that we have a store that's so close, blah, 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 blah. But damn, can I get a variety? Like, you go to get a mustard, and it's like, you have a choice of these 3 mustards.
Yeah.
And it's like, "But you don't have that one?" So then for me, I do a lot of my shopping in Pennsylvania because 202 is fantastic. That's just fucking far. It's
Yeah.
closer for me to go to Boothwyn Walmart. It's closer for me to go to Brookhaven, ShopRite, and Giant, and Aldi, and Acme. I don't really go to Acme's prices are kinda crazy.
I
But,
don't go Acme.
I do all of my shopping in Brookhaven because 202 is, like, even, like, the GPS, like, "Oh, take me to ShopRite." She says, "Mhm, right here in Brookhaven, because 'cause you're not going all the way down to Wilmington to do no shopping." So I love that. I love that you go to, like, an actual butcher for your meat. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so is everybody a picky eater? Like, when you make dinner, like, this is what we're eating and everyone's eating it, or what?
Most of the time, yeah, the only one that I have an issue is my 5-year-old. This
Mhm.
kid is a oodles and noodles and pickles guy. I don't know. On Facebook, I had posted Christmas Eve that I was going to pack a jar of brand new pickles and a box of oodles and noodles for this kid. And
Remember.
to show his excitement. And people were like, he's not going to be excited for pickles and noodles. And the first gifts I had him open, and he's like, these are mine, only mine.
He
He's
was
like,
so
can you
hyped
open
to have
them?
it for only him. I remember he was like, "Thank God. No one touched it."
And the first thing he's like, can you open it now? I want my pickles. And I'm like, no, you're going to wait because he eats them within 5 minutes.
I
So,
love that. Hold on, because on the pickle note, I'm obsessed with pickles, and I went to Booth's Corners,
mhm.
last weekend. The pickles at Booth's Corners are so fire. I got one so there's one that's garlic, and there's, like, chunks of garlic in,
Oh,
like, the
wow.
pickle chips, and they're so good, and then they have, like, the pickle that you can get just, like, a single big ass pickle, and I got 2 of them, and I ate them all week long, and they were 20 out of 10. The best pickles I've had come from what I call the Boothwyn Mall. The farmer's market. Tell me that's not a mall. That shit is
I
a
think,
fucking
yeah.
mall.
I've never been there.
What?
I've never been there. I go to
Oh.
J&J. I go to the produce junction right there near it,
Yep.
but I've never gone to the market over there.
Girl, go. It's so fun. It's crowded and overstimulating and loud, but go like at the end, like so they close at 9. So or maybe they close at 8. I feel like they close at 9. Go like 7:30-ish and like they're closed, especially on a Saturday because they're closing. So they're like not giving shit away, but they're putting stuff for like mad cheap. But it's just like Amish people with a butcher and Amish people with like vegetables in them, Amish people like with a deli. There's a couple bakeries. There's the pickle ladies. There's like you can get like dried fruit and like chocolate covered like nuts and stuff like that type of stuff. And then there's like flea market stuff.
Okay. So it's like the Newcastle Farmers Market, like.
Yeah, but just not as big, and it doesn't smell as weird as that one. No shit.
I'm not even gonna lie, it does smell sometimes.
Right? That place smells weird as hell. My brother goes, and I'm like, Actually, my best friend gets her vegetables there, and I'm like, there has to be someone else selling vegetables that's not there.
Yeah.
What's the other farmer's market in Newark? That's my shit, but mad far.
I've never gone there because, again, the distance. Like, I don't like going far a place like Newark. I don't like going far distance unless I absolutely have to.
It makes me sound like such a princess. This is such like a niche conversation, but it makes me feel like such a princess. If it's past Folk Road, I'm not going. Like, sorry. I don't want to. Like, Applebee's, you're lucky I'm going to Applebee's. And the only reason why I go to Delaware Applebee's is because the Aston Applebee's, their prices are higher. So you have all these kids all the time. You're cooking a meal for for dinner. You're cooking for 11 entire people. What are the weekends like? Like, are you planning like things for them to do, or you guys are just like trying to decompress from a chaotic getting everybody up and ready and going to school all week long?
So weekends, it's more of like a decompress, but still do something fun for them. It's not usually, nothing is usually planned in our household unless I know like, hey, this is something that they would like, then I'll plan ahead. But like in the weekends, it varies how many kids I have every other weekend because the two younger girls go with their moms some weekends, and then my oldest son goes to his dad's every other weekend.
Is it on the same weekend?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say,
like I said, it varies.
That's a nice break. Getting 3 at a time.
And then his oldest cousin who lives here, he usually has his son every other weekend too. So like we get rid of 2 kids, and then we get another kid, or else we get rid of 1 kid, like 3 kids, and then we get another kid still. Like it alternates how many kids are actually in the house.
That's crazy. So what are the mornings like?
Chaotic. Like we have 2 bathrooms, so I usually get up, make them breakfast, and they'll eat. So I'll be making their pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage. Like I said, my 5-year-old is the pickiest eater. He'll only eat sausages for breakfast.
Right.
Unless it's pickles and sausages, then he'll eat it. But like even with his pickle thing, he's like really particular. He has to have only dill pickles.
Yeah, no,
that's the only pickles he eats.
Not all pickles are created equal.
No.
Some of them are gross as hell. A bread and butter pickle?
Yeah, what's that?
For who? Who's buying that?
Yeah, and then for like lunches, like once everybody eats, they clean up. Like our main thing at home is everybody has a chore.
Okay. This is what I want to know.
Everybody
is Karen up and down cleaning with a rag every single day, or are we delegating?
No, we are totally delegating. Like one of them will start the wash, so they'll run the washer and the dryer. And actually, I'm waiting for the piece to come in because my lovely stepdaughter decided to call herself unclogging the drain of the washer. And she lost that little black plug piece. And then she called herself running the washer. And we came downstairs. There was just my whole basement. It was a flood of water from the washer. And I was like, what? And I was crying.
As if you needed more chaos in your house, right?
Yes. So I'm like, we have all this laundry that needs to be done on this weekend. But one of them does the washer and dryer. One does the dishes by hand because my dishwasher just went kaput. They take the trash out, empty the cat litter,
Mhm.
sweep the floors, and then I'll take care of the bathrooms and
Mhm.
mopping the floors and everything,
And
and
this is,
then
like,
waking
every
them up
weekend? Like, we wake
every
up
week.
and we start cleaning.
They know, yeah.
Are you Hispanic?
I am.
Okay, yeah. That
I'm
tracks.
from Chile.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love that. You know who else is from Chile?
Who?
Snooki. Snooki's from Jersey Shore.
For sure. Is she really though?
Yeah.
Oh
She was
wow, I
ad
never knew that.
Yeah, she was adopted when she was a baby by her parents that are from Jersey, and, like, that's why she's so tan, 'cause she's from Chile.
Wow. I mean, I'm from Chile too, but I'm white. Like I'm real pale, as you can see. Have to get
Okay. I'm
sunburned.
Puerto Rican, I'm pale too. Let me get this summertime. Even in the summertime, people still think I'm white, but that's fine.
I get darker in the summertime, but I get more like red, like a lobster red, which is so
Mm,
weird.
that sounds terrible.
It's yeah, but it's funny because I was adopted from Chile when I was 6 with my younger brother.
Girl, you and Snooki, maybe y'all are related.
That'd be fun. I'm from Santiago, so I don't know.
Hold on,
My
because,
mom
like,
had
you
like
just unlocked a whole entire memory. When I was in 6th grade, we had to do a project on a country, and I'm pretty sure that I did Chile.
that's awesome.
I only did it because the capital is Santiago, and that's my last name. And that self-centered me, even in 6th grade. I've
That's
been
awesome.
self-centered my whole life. So tell me about a beach day. Does your family go to the beach?
Yes. We
Tell
actually
me
didn't do anything last summer, but we have gone to the beach with them.
all of them.
All of them.
Making
I actually have,
sandwiches,
I have
bags of
no,
chips.
no. I went the lazy route. I literally made sure I had money on me, and we went and got pizza, and
That's
then I
not
got
lazy.
their boardwalk fries. I was not the healthy mom that day. I was like,
No, who
look,
cares? That's fine. I mean, sometimes we do sandwiches just because we don't want to spend money, but if you have the money to buy boardwalk food, that's the best.
we brought drinks. No, like no lie, we brought drinks and little snacks. But like the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
food,
yeah,
'cause
yeah.
the kids don't really eat sandwiches like that. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing that. I was like, they'll eat a pizza and some French fries, and then they're like, well, we want soda, so we went to Family Dollar, which wasn't too far from the beach, and just
Mhm.
grabbed sodas from there.
That's fine. Dang, we load up.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to pay $4 for a water or a soda
that's ridiculous.
with your dirty ice. Get the fuck. So you mentioned that some of the kids go to their mom's house.
Hmm.
What's your relationship like with the moms?
So the older two girls, mom has passed away 4 years ago.
Oh,
So they used to go see their maternal grandma, but that became very limited due to certain things that were happening and then their
mhm.
attitudes when they were coming back. The younger two girls, we had a very hateful relationship
Mm,
with their mother
mhm.
just because addictions were in play.
Mm. That's terrible.
Yeah, so certain things that the girls were coming back doing, and
Mhm.
I'm like, "Why are you doing this?" "Oh, we see mommy do this." "No, this is not right. This is not okay. Don't do
Yeah.
this." And I literally had a one-on-one with the mom, and she was her just being loud. And I ended up getting physical with her because, like,
Mm.
you're screaming at me, you're yelling at me, and I'm telling you, be a better mom. Get yourself help. Go to rehab. We have the girls. You don't have to worry about them. Go get yourself the treatment that you need
Right.
so you can be a better version of yourself for them. And then just the screaming and yelling. So I ended up slapping her just because I
Oh,
was like, look, get it through your head. I'm
Karen.
not trying to be a bitch. Just get your crap together. I don't know if I can cuss on
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah, you can.
get your crap together
Yeah,
because we don't need to have another set of girls that don't have their mom just because addiction took them out of their life.
yeah,
Like the fact that these women think it's okay to choose addiction over their kids, and people are like, "Oh no, it's the sickness." I'm like, "No, it's a choice."
yeah.
It irks me when people say it's a sickness. Like I deal with mental health myself,
Right. Mhm.
so mental health right there is something that you really can't control because it's in your genes, it's in your DNA.
Right.
But to me, addiction is like, okay, you have this choice to quit. You can go get the help that you need, detox,
Mhm.
then get a job, like a
Yeah,
legal job, and make the choices that would benefit you as well as your children.
yeah.
So
Well, so the
now,
hard thing with the whole addiction is a disease versus addiction is a choice, it's somewhere in the middle because there are mental health issues that can cause addiction, and then there's some arguments that I don't feel super strongly about, but there are some arguments that addiction is in your genes, and so an addict will raise an addict who will raise an addict who will raise an addict. But just to take it back to you, that's fantastic that you tried for these girls so they could have their biological mom.
mhm.
But to fast forward, what's that like today? Like for the
it's
one.
getting it's getting better for the two younger ones. Their mom, she still needs to get like pushed. Like, hey, try and look for a job. She's
Does he live
getting
in
better.
Delaware or Pennsylvania?
She lives in Delaware,
Uh-huh.
but it's getting to the point now where we're trying to limit their interaction with her just because the girls like, oh, we saw mommy nodding off. Like, mommy sleeps all the time.
And how old are those girls of that mom?
They're 8 and 7.
Oh yeah, they're like old enough to like know. Like people say
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And they're like,
That's
yeah, her nose is always red because she's putting stuff up her nose. Like, they come home and tell us this. And I'm like, no child should be exposed to that. Like no child at all should be exposed to
Mhm.
seeing this at all.
Yeah, at all. That's so sad. But I mean, it seems like you're doing a lot to like correct it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
almost like, and I have always thought this, like when you have somebody who has really, really poor behavior, you have to like overdo it on like your really good behavior. Like I have a niece who just like doesn't get like the attention that she should be getting at home just because her parents are so much older, but she's fantastic. But I feel like when I'm with her and I feel so nerdy every like time I like think about it afterward, but I also like have imposter syndrome, so I always think I'm a loser. But with her, I always am like trying to like over explain everything and like teach her the right way to do things and the right way to, I don't want to say think, but kind of the right way to think and to like help explain the behavior of everybody around her. And it makes me feel like such a like teacher, like nerdy, like, no, when you feel like this, it's probably because your emotions are doing XYZ. And I feel like I'm over explaining everything. But
Mhm.
I only say this to say like I don't know if that works. I don't know if over explaining or like being like a super like a do-gooder and being like, no, addiction is bad. You know what I mean? Like it's a fine line of being annoying and being condescending. Trying to
Yeah.
correct.
I mean, you know that the saying goes, you can show them the way, but you can't do it
Yeah.
for them. So in
Yeah.
the long run, it's their decision of what they want to do.
Yeah. So you have to be a whole role model for these 3 little girls.
For
'Cause the other 4 oh, 'cause you have one too. You have a girl too, right?
well, altogether is 5 girls, but the 4 girls live with us.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
12-year-old, the 11-year-old, the 8-year-old, and the 7-year-old.
That's cool that they're like have a companion. The 7 and the 8
Right.
are
Their
close
father,
in
their
age.
father, their father was a Rolling Stone. He had to have them back to back. Like,
Okay. I mean,
and
we
see,
appreciate that at least the 2 together got the same mom.
yeah, the 11 and 12-year-old have the same mom, and the 8 and 7-year-old have the same mom.
Go
Whereas
ahead, George.
my kids are all 5 years apart miraculously. Like, my oldest is 15. She'll be
Okay,
16
hurdle,
September.
hurdle.
And then my 11-year-old, he just turned 11 in January. And then my
Mhm.
5-year-old will be 6 in April. So my kids are all that 5 year, four and some months
So
gap.
what you're saying is you're due.
No.
You're due for another one.
Oh, no, no, no. It's done. This is
Sure,
done and over
sure.
with. I made him.
Well,
That
that's
was a
fantastic.
choice.
How long have you been with George?
7 years. This year will be
Okay,
8 years.
that's cute. Are you guys married or no?
No.
Want me to tell him something?
If you want to.
Psst.
No, we've talked about it. We've talked about it and stuff. We're just trying to make sure, like, we were taking steps to achieve what we needed. Like, we
Right.
always rented. Now we actually officially own our house now.
Congratulations.
Thanks. So the next move is like, I love cooking.
Mhm.
I worked in the medical field for 7 years, and then I worked with children,
Mhm.
and I want to go back to doing what I love, which is cooking. So I'm
Mhm.
actually in the process of looking for a food truck so I can have my business up.
Cute.
And then he's a truck driver,
Uh-huh. Oh, love
so
that.
he's going to start his own business
Mhm.
and give it a go again. So like we're
Mhm.
trying to back each other up to make these goals before we actually go into the whole let's get married.
I love that. A food truck, just out of pure curiosity, just because I come from a cooking family and my brother's a chef in the city in Wilmington. What kind of food are we selling at the food truck, girl?
That's also funny. My brother's a chef too, but in Harrisburg, PA.
Oh, mad far.
The main thing right now that I've noticed a lot of people get from me is the elotes with a twist. They do the
Uh-huh.
hot Takis and the hot Cheetos. That the
Mhm.
kids love that. That's
Yes.
definitely one of the items on the menu. Also, the empanadas.
Oh, yum.
So
How'd you
I
do
really love
yesterday?
them. I did good actually. I only had 6 left, and my kids ate them.
They said, "Oh, free food, here go."
Well, I told them like whatever I don't sell, like that's gonna be their dinner. So they had empanadas, they had burgers, they had hot dogs, sausages.
That's awesome.
So they just have like a whole protein based thing. So water ice is gonna be on the thing.
Oh, that's fun. What's Christmas or holidays like?
So for Easter, it's very minimum. Christmas, a couple years ago, we got them dolls and toys and little cars, and they ended up broken within the first few weeks after
Mm,
getting them.
hate
And I
that.
mean, my eye twitched really bad. It's like they get a limit of 10 presents,
Mhm.
but it's 10 things that they really need.
Yeah.
Like when people ask us, "Oh, what do we want? What do you guys want for the kids?" Experiences, honestly.
I
Like
love
right now,
that.
they have a membership to the Children's Museum in
Mhm.
Wilmington. Yeah, so it's like a limit of how many items they get. They get more things that are necessities than
Mhm.
wants, and they'll
Yeah, it's
tell
like
us
the
ahead
time
of
to, like,
time.
re-up on what they need, clothes and underwears and socks and toiletries and stuff like that.
And people are like, "Why would you do that? You get that for them all throughout the year." I'm like,
Do
"We
I?
do get it throughout the year for them when it's
Mhm.
needed. Like if they got holy socks, they can't find socks. They're outgrowing clothes. Okay, we get that for them. But this is more like their hair accessories, jewelry. The kids this year asked for like because we just moved here, so they're like, "Hey, can we get new bedding for our beds or curtains
Mhm.
or wall decor?" And that's
Yeah,
what they ended up getting.
yeah, they're getting older, so they need less toys and less, like, things just to make them comfortable. Well, so Karen, I'm not gonna let you sit through the chaos much longer. I mentioned it before a couple times. So these questions might have seemed like, what? Like, this is just like, what do you mean? But there are things that are happening in your life that I can't even comprehend the chaos. Like having the noise of 11 people at one time inside of one house gives me like the Lisa Turtle like twitch. You know what I mean? Like that seems so overwhelming, but you're doing it and that's just your life. And you're doing it because you love all these kids and that's fantastic.
Mhm.
And um I want to say admirable, but like a little bit like I have like FOMO, like jelly that you have a partner who wants you to be the mom. Not that my husband doesn't want me to be the mom, but like you have that opportunity, 7 days a week mostly, and then you get your much needed breaks every other weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but that's fantastic that you have a true blended family and like I'm jelly. Guys, thanks for listening. If you like us, then probably your friends will too. So have them follow, rate, and share us on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and now we're on YouTube. If you're looking for me on social media, I'm at Stepmom Without Children on Instagram. Thanks, guys, for listening.
See ya.